Welcome to the 60 Plus podcast.
I'm Janet.
And I'm Joe. And you might notice, regular listeners, something sounds a little different. Janet's in an undisclosed location
I'm in the witness protection program.
celebrating her birthday. So we're doing this by phone with Janet. So she might sound a little different. How are you, Janet?
Yes. I'm good. I'll sound a little different too because I'm kind of stuffed up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've been sick.
Well,
Just in time for my birthday, which is always fun.
always
But
fun.
yes, we're gonna have to put off the celebrations for a little couple days anyway. So yeah, but otherwise I'm good to go.
Okay.
This is very interesting. I've never been a guest on my own show with you, so
Well, regular listeners will know we've been teasing it for a couple of weeks that to celebrate your birthday, we're doing a Real Talk episode with you. So
yeah,
just to remind people, Real Talk episodes are when we ask somebody that's 60 plus 10
which I
questions.
am.
You
Yep.
are. Well, this is
Mhm.
part of my first question, so don't jump the
Just
gun here.
just 10, just 10,
Just
right, Joe?
10. Some have like
Okay.
subparts, but
Oh, geez. And these are questions that I don't necessarily know I'm gonna get
no,
to.
some of them are our usual questions, but some of them are not.
Mm.
They're unique for you, and
It's a mystery
it's a mystery. So are you
to
ready?
me anyway.
It is. You don't know what they are in advance.
Nope.
Are you ready?
I think as ready as I'll ever gonna be, I guess.
All right. So, question number one.
Mhm.
All Real Talk guests need to admit to being 60 plus. Obviously, you've already done that. Was that difficult for you to do?
Admit that I was 60 plus?
Yes.
Well, as I've said before, it was the first time that I admitted that I was 60 plus was when we started the podcast. I had to go on public record that I
Correct.
was indeed 60 plus. It wasn't that it was I guess it was difficult. I don't know. I think
I think it
I
was
was in
for you.
denial. I was in denial and I
Hmm.
was trying to pretend like I wasn't 60 plus for some reason. I don't know why. Now I've embraced it.
You've embraced it. Well,
Yes.
good for you.
Yes.
Although you told me before we started recording that we couldn't say how old you are,
No,
just that you're 60 plus.
I'm still pretending.
So it's not complete denial, but there's a little denial going on
Semi
there.
denial.
All right. All right. Semi denial. I was going to make some jokes, but never mind. All right. Number
You can
two.
make as many jokes as you like, because
I
that will
know.
take less time for me answering your questions.
Question number two.
Okay.
Complete this sentence. 60 is the new blank.
40.
Did you say 40?
Yeah, I'm going 20 years.
20 years. Wow. All
Yeah,
right. That's
I'm going
bold.
20.
That's
I
bold.
know. I think it's bold, but I think I can stick by it.
Can you?
Okay, maybe 15.
60 is the new 45. That doesn't sound right.
No? Alright, well, then we have to go 40.
Okay. Go 40.
Yeah.
So compare how you feel now to when you were 40.
Wow.
This isn't a separate question. This is just a follow-on question.
Okay, alright. So it doesn't count towards the 10, huh?
Mm-mm.
O okay,
No, as I
alright.
take a drink of
Well,
water.
I feel other than the fact that I'm sick right now, right,
Yeah,
which is
well,
kind
let's
of an
just count that.
unfair advantage. I mean, physically, I feel great. I don't know if I feel much different other than that I go to bed a lot earlier. And I get up a lot earlier though too, so I don't think I'm, like, actually getting more sleep. My body clock, I guess, has changed. But no, I feel very strong, which I think is the good word to use, and getting stronger.
Getting stronger. We're on
Getting
The Megan
stronger.
Kinsey challenge.
Exactly. So, I'm not quite dead yet. I think, honestly, in a lot of ways, I think emotionally or whatever, if you wanna I don't want to use the word spiritually or whatever, but I feel better now. I think in terms of being 60 from a emotional/psyche standpoint, I feel like you're in this, like, phase of, acceptance. You've sort of accepted,
Well,
a lot of
semi-acceptance in
things
your
about your
case.
life. Yeah, semi-acceptance, semi-denial. You've accepted a lot of things in your life. You're sort of focused on what's next,
Okay.
and you're not caught up in so much the day-to-day stressors as you would be as a 40-year-old, I think. I don't know. I could be making it up.
Well, I mean, is part of that because of the career that you've had and what you were doing in your career when you were 40? The stressors were, I imagine, largely coming from there.
Well, that and raising children and that sort of thing.
Oh,
So,
that's true. Yeah.
yeah. So, I think it's tough for 40-year-olds and maybe not as tough for 60-year-olds, honestly.
Okay.
So, all good things.
All right. So this question might be a little redundant given your answer, the way you answered the last question. But question number three is, how old do you feel?
Oh, again, today,
Not today. No, generally speaking,
45.
45. So we're going back to the 60 is the new 45.
Yes. I don't know. Do we really put a number on it? I mean, it's that's sort of a social construct, isn't it?
Well, it's a construct, but we know how you are about math, so it's
Yeah, I was told there wouldn't be any math today.
exactly. All right. Let's go on to question number four.
Okay.
What do you think is the funniest thing about being 60 plus? This was a question you wrote, by the way. So
I know. I am now the victim of my own creative mastermind.
creative something.
Creative something. Yeah, let's not push it. Talk about denial. What was the question?
What do you think is remember that episode we did on memory?
Yes. Maybe that's it. Well, actually, now you have an excuse. Remember the whole concept of selective memory, right? And
Sure.
remember what you want? Now we have an excuse. It's like, "Oops, sorry, I'm 60. I forgot."
Well, that's not helping like the myths and the stereotypes that we of a certain age
Hey,
suffer.
listen, you've gotta take advantage of these moments.
It's like the cashier saying to you, "Do you want to take advantage of your senior discount?"
Yeah, well, no, so I think one of my funnier, like, realizations about being 60 plus was how excited I got when the large print version of the book I needed to to read for book group was available. I'm
Okay.
like, "I got it, it's mine." That means I don't have to put my glasses on, that means I can just use my little reader light, and I can see everything clear as day. That's a wonderful thing.
And it makes you look smarter because the books are thicker as a result of the
Mm,
type. So it looks like you're reading much longer books.
right, and it looks like I'm reading them very fast too.
Oh, good
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
like I'm
Wow.
speed reading, yes,
Speed
so,
reading,
if anybody was looking, they would think I was, a mastermind.
if anyone was looking.
Right, but,
All
I
right.
tend to read I tend to read when I'm alone.
Uh huh. Okay. Well, I mean, reading's kind of a solitary thing. There's a
Yes, it is, I
not a
suppose you could
social thing.
well, book group,
Yeah, but you're discussing the book. You're not. I mean, I've never
reading
been.
it aloud.
Yeah,
I
you're
suppose
not.
if you go to a poetry reading, it would be social.
Yeah, but there's only. Well, they're okay. Yeah,
Never mind, we're
Eh,
getting off
we
topic.
are. All right.
Let's talk about me again.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. All right. Question number five. Being 60 plus has made me wiser. True or false? And not me, but you.
Oh, undoubtedly true.
Undoubtedly. How so?
Yes.
How so?
Well, because every day is a new lesson. And if you're listening and are open to those lessons, then that I think translates into some kind of wisdom.
If you pay attention along the way and you've gained some experience and hopefully developed some skills that you may not have
Yeah.
had. And
Yeah.
it's an aggregation of all the knowledge that you've had, right? Except
Right. I
except
mean,
those things that we forget because we're 60 plus.
no. I believe in the whole concept of lifelong learning. Whether that's because you open a book and you're reading something or exposing yourself to something new or trying something new or just reflecting on experiences and what they mean from a life lesson standpoint, that can be an everyday occurrence.
So does that make life easier or harder?
Is this a question that you're just coming up with now
Yes, this is
or
one of those follow-on questions.
Well, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to add it to the 10. Does it make it easier or harder?
What I find is I find fewer things are black and white than I used to think.
Yeah, I don't know, I think that's making me think a little bit too much. I
with your with your cold.
yeah, I mean, exactly. I think it depends on what the lesson is too, you know? I mean,
Mhm.
some lessons are hard. Some lessons you have to learn more than once, and hopefully it finally sinks in. So I guess that's sort of relative to what it is that you're still needing to learn.
Okay.
But
I think that's fair. And I
yeah,
think I agree with you that as you get older, you get wiser. But I also think that sometimes that makes things harder to decide big
but I don't know
questions.
if that's true of everyone.
About getting older and wiser or about just
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there is a theory that as you get older, you sort of get stuck in your ways or whatever, and you sort of shut down from anything, new or expanding,
Okay.
and things get smaller, you know? I mean, I really hope that doesn't ever happen, but, I suppose it could.
Talking with friends about older relatives or older people that they know that are kind of stuck in their ways or have become difficult. I frequently say, "How do we know we're not going to end up that way? How do we?"
Oh, don't worry, I'll tell you. You'll be the first to
I'm
know.
sure you will, but I'll probably have already told you. So, all right. Question number 6. This is a two-part question. Do you have a bucket list? And if so, how is it different from what it would have been when you were younger, maybe in your 50s or 40s?
Well, I don't know if I would have had a bucket list in my 50s or 40s, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think as you get closer to the finish line, you might start thinking a little bit more about what else do I want to accomplish in my life? So my bucket list, I don't literally have a one written down that I'm crossing off. I think it's more in my head. I mean, certainly travel
You
is
should
on
write it
that
down because you
list.
might forget it.
Well, it changes too, right?
Well, put it in
Like
pencil.
it's like, "Oh, yeah, I wanna do that too." Travel for sure is on the list. There are many places that I would still like to see, and in fact, I was thinking, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if you could just, like, take some time off and go around the world and experience all those wonderful places?" So, certainly that is something I wanna spend more time doing, traveling. I also have other projects that I want to see to completion that are on my bucket list as well. So I'm still not done accomplishing some things that I want to accomplish before I leave this earth.
Question number
Mhm.
7. What is different about being 60 plus than what you expected it would be like when you were younger?
I guess I didn't really think about it so much. I think I'm more present focused. So I don't, like when I turned 50, I wasn't like, oh my God, well, at least I'm not 60. But I guess I didn't expect maybe when I was much younger to be this vibrant, full of energy still, and,
Hmm.
I'm again, it's all relative. When you're younger, you think 60 is so old, and now I'm like, "No, it's not. It's the new
60
40."
is the new 45 or
Yeah.
46 and a half or something.
I mean, I just don't feel like I'm 60. I don't feel like I should be qualified or as a quote unquote senior. Whatever that means, you know?
I think I agree with you about this, where if I had thought about it, I would have thought, oh, I'll be old when I'm 60. And,
Yeah,
and I don't feel old. I still feel very much like I did when I was 46 and a half.
yeah, exactly. And I am gonna take advantage of those discounts, though, at some point.
I do love a bargain. I do love a bargain,
Well, I'm excited about taking advantage of a lifetime pass to all the national parks.
right?
Yeah.
When my current pass expires to the wildlife refuge that I go to, I'm going to get that lifetime pass.
Yep, and you can get it right at the booth.
You can. Yes, you can.
Yes, but you have to bring cash or a check, FYI.
Question number 8. How do you really feel about millennials?
Well, wait a minute. Didn't we do a whole episode on this?
Yeah, but I don't know if we got your real.
Well,
This is
some
Janet.
of my
Real talk.
okay,
We're
real talk
real
here.
talk.
Okay. All right. Well, some of my favorite humans are millennials.
Okay.
My daughter and my son-in-law are millennials.
But we're talking generally.
Generally speaking, well, you can't do that. That's like
That's again,
saying,
it's I'm
what
asking
do
the
you think
questions here,
about
Janet.
old people?
They're old. That's what I feel about old people. They're old and
Well,
grumpy.
well, that's what they're thinking about us.
Mhm.
And we're not, are we?
No.
I think they have a lot of challenges. I can't I can't have an opinion on a whole swath of people like
Sure you
that.
can. It might not be
No.
accurate, but you can certainly have the opinion.
No, you can't force me. That's one good thing about being 60 plus.
One good
You
thing
can
about being on the phone.
setting boundaries and you don't have to answer anything you don't want to. So there.
When you're on would you let a guest, like a real talk
Yes,
guest get away with
we
that
have
answer?
had guests who've done that, who've just been like, "No." Now, it could be that they just didn't have any answer, but they just said no, and that was it. We moved on.
I don't remember that.
Uh, yeah, I do distinctly.
Oh, again, the memory thing. I was making a
Yeah,
call back to that.
yeah.
Alright, so you have no.
No, I'm not gonna say anything except that their pants are too tight.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an answer like that. Their pants are too tight.
Yep, their
M
pants are too tight.
Men and women or just
Yes.
really?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
They need some more blood flow. I think that that will help them a lot to deal with the stressors of life.
I
You
have to
know?
say, and you know that, my daughter got married a few months ago, and I
Yes.
needed a new suit. My old suit didn't fit me anymore, and
Mhm.
for good reasons.
'Cause you lost 30 pounds.
Exactly, okay. I wasn't gonna say it, but,
Oh,
uh,
and I said it for you.
thank you. The new style of suits, they're too tight. I prefer the older style where it was a little bit more room in the legs and a little bit more room in
Yeah,
the jacket. So,
exactly.
I th
Case in point.
I think I
Yeah,
agree with you on that.
yeah, yeah.
Alright, so I was dressed like a millennial, apparently. Question number 9, we're in the home stretch here, Janet.
Okay.
What's it like to host a podcast about being 60 plus?
I love it. I think it's great. It has been a blast, and I just love the idea of, sharing stories with people and inspiration and information that can be helpful, and we're all in this together, and I just love, love, love doing it.
I really like getting feedback from listeners that will say they listen to the podcast and either they learn something or they just
Yep.
enjoy it for entertainment.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. I think it's one of the best things for looking back at 2023
Mhm.
and looking forward to 2024. I definitely am committed to continuing, and we're going to do it weekly and have fun doing it. And hopefully our listenership will grow and we can reach more people and help more people and inspire more people and all that, entertain more people, all that good stuff.
So I have a favor to ask if you're a regular listener, and that is to share the 60 plus podcast with friends. One friend,
Yeah.
two friend, three friends, and that will help expand our listenership.
Yeah.
If you're of a certain age, you remember that TV commercial where it goes, and so on, and so on,
The
and so on.
shampoo
There's a
effect.
shampoo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Last question. And this is a question
Yeah.
you wrote that we've asked other 60 plus guests. Uh,
Okay.
what advice would you give to someone who's about to turn 60?
Love every second of it. Don't sweat it at all. It is really not a big deal. And grace and dignity for your entire life. I have a friend who just turned 90,
Wow.
and she is somebody I've known for a long time. We used to dance together,
Okay.
and she just celebrated her 90th birthday. She just got honored at the Kennedy Center. She's written a book. She had oh, it's just amazing stories, and oh, she's such an inspiration. I'm thinking, "Okay, I still got 30 years good years left, right? At
At
least."
least.
If Mary's an inspiration, which she is, it's just the beginning. Keep on harkening back to that. I think the good stuff's just beginning, honestly, I really do.
Just beginning? I mean, I think there's good stuff ahead. I don't know if it's just beginning.
Well, you know what I mean. Good stuff is ahead, sure, but I think we're just beginning. Like, every day is a new beginning, and grab that golden ring, what I say.
I have a friend who, when she was raising her kids, the kids were infants, and she'd say, "Oh, this is so good. I hope they never get older." And then they became toddlers, and she says, "Oh, this is the best stage. I was wrong before. This is the best stage." And then they got to be 5, 6, 7 years old. "Oh, no, no, no. This is the best." Throughout their
Yeah,
whole lives, she just always found the good in the next stage. And I
yeah,
think that we can do the same with our own lives.
absolutely. I always used to say that, like, every year, there's something good about every year, even the teenage years. It's a matter of, perspective and attitude, I think, and I don't know, I'm really positive about today and the future.
Once you get rid of this cold.
Yeah, well, there is that, but yeah, it will go.
Those are my 10 questions for you for real talk.
Oh, that wasn't so hard.
No, I wasn't gonna be mean to you, Janet. Why would I do
No,
that?
of course you wouldn't. Why would you do
I
that,
wouldn't do
Joe?
that. I wouldn't do that.
No, no, you wouldn't, and you're a good friend.
Well, I just have one thing left to say before we wrap up.
What?
Happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. This has been fun being on the other side of the mic.
Kind of, and so to
Kind
speak.
of, sort of.
Yep. All right.
Um, yeah, thank you so much, and, yeah, have a good one.
Same to you. So this has been the 60 Plus Podcast. Remember, you can always reach out to us at 60 Plus Podcasts. That's plus spelled out. 60 Plus Podcasts at gmail.com. Or leave a comment on Spotify. As I said before, share it with a friend or two and help us grow our listenership. It'd be really appreciated. So until next week, I'm Joe.
I'm Janet. Bye.